Ronnie O'Sullivan has won the first frame of the World Open final.
Second frame.
It's first to 10
Just starting to break.
to become champion here today. He's won 4 ranking titles in China, plus several times the Shanghai Masters as an invitation title. In fact, his first ranking title in China was back in 1999, last century. Well, the difference here in this second frame is that the black is an open play from the very first, and that can make for a more entertaining frame perhaps, or more attacking frame anyway. Is Tetrai taking red on here? No. Didn't do a lot wrong in that previous frame, Tetrai. Just left one long red for Ronnie, which he knocked in. But he did very, very well to win that frame in a single scoring visit, Ronnie. So nearly went in off there. But Tetrai could, in theory, cut that red into the left centre. There is a channel back down and back up towards Bolt for the cue ball.
One.
Well, we've seen all week, and certainly yesterday, he'll take his shots on Tetrai. He'll go for them. Whether he'll get them, of course, is another matter, but he's a gutsy player in that sense.
6.
Very well played. He did well actually from the previous red to hold for the black, because these cushion rails are playing very, very quickly.
13.
He was in a fraction there of overrunning for the black. But now he's right in with a chance of his own to level this match up, potentially. There are 2 reds at the bottom of the pack that may be a plant as well for the left corner. And that could be potentially very useful. Although he's a little low on the red, so he can't run through for the black now unless he decides to brush off the pack of reds. He's just had a look at those 2 reds at the back of the pack, because he could potentially play them now if they were a plant.
22.
Goodness me, I have to say, did not play the black at all well there. Completely miscontrolled the path of the cue ball, and as you saw, glanced that red, nearly cut it in, but it's finished very nicely in the end, and the straighter he is on this red, the better. Can screw back for the blue. Couldn't quite do that, so had to play down for the black. He needs an angle on it. Doesn't seem to have much. It's just something there that can be made into a plant within that pack of reds.
Well, that's quite a horrible way to end the break with a miscue. You always hope that the tip's okay after something like this. Just applying a bit of chalk to it, but that was... It felt like the break was kind of unravelling though, didn't it, before that? He was lucky to be on that red to the middle in the first place.
Well, it was a decent strike of the cue ball, but cue ball has only just crept into bulk. He'd be pleased that Ronnie didn't take a pot on there, because these balls are set up beautifully now. One more mistake from Tepchire and this second frame could quickly disappear, even though he has a 30 points advantage. But that's a good safety from Ronnie. And that's the thing with Ronnie, he really does have every facet of the game at his command and can cause all sorts of problems. And he may have caused a problem here for Tepchire. There isn't an easy path back to bulk, particularly with that red that's near the left hand side cushion there, which could easily be in Tepchire's way.
Well, he was going well, but now has handed the initiative back to O'Sullivan. Of course, he's already nicely warmed up after the 73 in frame one. This is his 66th ranking final. Ronnie O'Sullivan looking for title number 42. Now remember, his first came in November 1993, the UK Championship.
And that, Dave, you know, was just a year after he turned professional. And when the game went open in 91 and 92, I mean, there were hundreds of professional players. So it's an incredible achievement. Still a teenager, of course, then.
Absolutely, Dom. And not only that, it was the UK Championship. It wasn't just any old tournament. It was one of the biggest, most established events. He beat Stephen Hendry in the final. What a way to sort of launch yourself on the snooker world.
15. Twenty-two. 23.
Well, the black will level the scores. If you were to pot 5 reds with 5 fairly high value colours, you wouldn't need the very awkward red near that left hand side cushion.
30.
And in potting this red to the centre pocket, that brings into play both the reds next to it. Oh, he's missed it. I am surprised, and Ronnie's very disappointed there, because that was the one ball he needed to pot to have the frame at his mercy.
Well, I was going to say, you know, that could be an early significant moment, but it's not if Tepchire misses immediately, which is what he's done.
One.
saw O'Sullivan when he missed. There was a slight reaction, disappointment, but you know, it feels like about 3 days ago now, doesn't it? Because Tepchai couldn't take advantage, so O'Sullivan can forget about his own mistake and just try and put this frame away now and really pile some early pressure on.
And taking into account the psychology of it all, Tepchai had that chance and he's missed, so he's got something to think about in his chair. So if Ronnie were to win this frame from here,
17.
he's probably created more of a psychological point over his opponent than if he'd have won it with the previous attempt when he missed that red. And the equation's still the same. Doesn't necessarily need that red that's tight to the side cushion
24.
there. 24 points to lead. So this
25.
black and the red up in bulk will do very nicely. Could potentially play for the brown from that red in bulk. He doesn't need a high value colour to make the frame safe.
Yeah, he's just checking that. It'd be 33 in front with the red, so green would be all right, actually.
33.
Well, you could leave a double on this red. Doesn't want to do too much here with the cue ball. Okay, he's played around the angles. He won't be attempting the pot on the red now, but
37.
could play a good safety.
On your sudden, 37.
Well, you never know what can happen because, of course, the first frame of the semi-final yesterday, Tepchai knew 41 in front on the yellow against Judd Trump and lost the frame. So he knows things can turn around. This white's close to the middle. He's okay.
Oh, goodness, Ronnie was lucky there that that red didn't run another ball's width because Tepchai could have just stroked the cue ball in behind the blue very easily.
Yeah, I understand there'll be a lot of people watching who are O'Sullivan fans, but I think everyone always wants to see a good final. You want to see a close match, high quality. And these early frames, they can be significant because the match can get away from you in this opening session if you're not careful. The only thing here, if he does successfully get the penalty points, every colour is potable, isn't it? There's nothing on a cushion, so this is a slight issue, maybe. If he gets the snooker.
I wonder if it's worth considering potting the red and a pink or red and the black here. Because if you do that, you have the choice of where you put that cue ball to try and give yourself the opportunity of laying the snooker that you need.
One.
And that's pretty good. You play the cue ball, well, where he decides to play it to get the snooker he needs on the yellow. Because he only needs one snooker. Well, he hasn't played the best shot there. He was just a little straighter on the black than he wanted to be. But now he's got the cube in a great position. In behind the bulk colour. Can chip off the green, get the cube in behind the black, or he can try and screw in behind the brown
Masa Udong, 10.
Oh, that's a super shot from Tepchaya. This is not an easy escape for Ronnie O'Sullivan by any means. Judging the angle of this will not be easy. 2 cushions running side. He's managed to clip the green though, played it absolutely perfectly.
Well, it was a great escape from O'Sullivan,
3.
and now he's potted the green. So he's 30 in front with 22 on.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3.
Tepchaya knew he was going to stay in his seat. He had chances in that frame. He miscued. Then, of course, when O'Sullivan missed, he immediately missed. So Ronnie O'Sullivan on top early on in the World Open final, leading 2-0.